Okay, so far so good. So in the last topic, what we learned is how we can create a simple application like Hello World kind of application in Streamlit. So we wrote just two lines, I think, with the title and with the heading, and then we ran that application using Streamlit run command. Now, what we will do is we will start, diving deep. So we will see what are the different type of commands which are being available and how we can read and how we can. Superb. So in the last video, what we have learned is how we can build a very simple hello world kind of application in Streamlit. Now we will deep dive into some other components which will be required or which will help us to build some sophisticated and quite complicated applications using Streamlit. So let's talk about the core components which are available. So the first thing is the display text. So whenever we want to display any output, what we can do is we can use these commands like title, header. This we have already seen, but still. So what I will do is I will reload my output. So this is getting reloaded automatically. So I have st.title and st.header. So these are two commands or two widgets which help us to display some output on our UI. Okay, title and header. Apart from that, what we can do is we can use st.text and st.write as well. So let me put st.write. This is a basic text. Okay, let me rerun and I can see the output is like this is a basic text in your application. Okay, so all in all, these commands are basically used to display some text on your front end. Okay, so we have st.title, we have st.header and st.write. The other important thing is sometime what happens is our this Streamlit is wise enough so that it can automatically detect the type of object and then it can help us to display those things on the UI. For example, if I take, let me copy this, my first app, this is a comment. So what I can do is I can import a Streamlit, already done that import. I have imported pandas as PD and I'm creating one data frame. So my first column is 1 2 3 4 and the second column has 10 20 30 40. So these are the two columns which are there in my data frame. With the help of panda library pd.dataframe I have created this data frame object. Now I'm not using anything like df.write or st.write or st.text. I am simply, I have written df, okay, data frame. So what you will observe is if I always rerun, I will see that on the basis of the type of object, my Streamlit application is wise enough and it is displaying me this as a table. Okay, so this you can also write as st dot write and then you can put your df and let me refresh. This is same, right? I can also write like st dot, I think data frame is also there. I write data frame. If I refresh, okay, this is pretty much same, right? So you actually don't need to put any command. It will automatically detect that this df object is a data frame and it will display. Okay, so that was on how we can display some text on the screen. Second is how to add interactive widgets where we are as a user are going to interact with the UI. Okay, so the first thing is button. So how we can write button is, let me delete this, st dot button. If st dot button click me, st.write button clicked. Okay, so this is simple command. Let me always rerun. So what you can see on the screen is click me. So we have created this button st.button and the name of the button is, the display name is click me. So this you can see, but I have put another condition also, like if the user is clicking on click me or on this button, what should happen? It should say st.write button clicked. It will display that message, it will write on my application. So if I click, you can see button clicked. Okay, fair enough. So that is interactive widget. Another interactive widget is our slider. So with the help of slider, what we can do is, let's say we have some conversation chatbot and I want user to change the temperature of the application. Okay, the temperature of our model. So what we can do is, I can use a slider and we can ask user to change the value of the temperature on the basis of that slider. So he can select any value between 0 to 1 or 0 to 2. Okay, so similarly what I have done is, I have written some code which is doing what? So this is simple code. What it is doing is st.title plot function, and this is power st.slider. So I'm creating this slider. Okay, so all these are widgets, st.slider, st.write, all these things. st.slider select the power of x and 1, 10, and 2. So between 1 to 10 it can take any, select any value, and they are in the increment of 2. Whatever the value which the user will select on this slider will be passed to my x and y. Okay, to my x value basically. Okay, not to x, it will be taken in the y. So y x is equal to numpy dot line space, line space, and the minus 10. This is the range of the x. And in the y, what we are doing is, whatever value of x is there, it will simply put the user selected value as a power of it. If the user selects 2, it will be x square, and then it is displaying a line chart. So this you can see on this application on the browser. So we have like plot function, and we have, as the user will select, his output will keep on changing. Okay, if the user selects as a 4, this power 4 will go to my y value and it will alter my this particular line chart. Okay, so this 2 is not the range actually. Okay, so x value changes from 1 to 10. What is 2? I need to see. Okay, so if you change this value, what will happen? This is basically an interactive widget, right? Based on my input, it will change this curve. Fair enough. Then what else is, if you want to take some text input from the user, what I can do is, okay, name is equal to st dot text input. Enter your name and then st dot write hello my name. Whatever name I will write, it will simply uh, enter your name. Name is Surendra Chaudhary. Says hello Sunil Chaudhary. Okay, it will write whatever you write in this text box. Okay, so this is how we can create some interactive widgets. Okay, we have seen the button click me, we have seen the slider, and we have seen how we can create a text box which will basically text input, which will basically take the user input and it will display on the screen. Next is data visualization. As we said, this is something, this Streamlit is data oriented. So let me copy some code. What this code is doing, we are importing Streamlit, NumPy and Pandas, and then we are creating one data frame. Okay, and the columns are like latitude and longitude, and it has a widget called map. st.map will do what? It will basically, it will, we are giving the coordinates, right? The longitude and the latitude and longitude we are giving to this particular function, and this is doing what? This is doing, it is creating some randomized points around this, these 2 points. Okay, and those are given in the, those are taken as an input to our map. Okay, so let's see the output. So you can see this st dot map data, st dot map will basically show you the the map actually. Okay, it will show you the map along with the points which you have given in your uh, data frame, right? This is data frame. Okay, so whatever points you have created with the different longitudes and latitudes, those all the locations will be shown in this map. If you change these locations to India location, and then if you create this function, it will show you the random locations around this point, and it will be shown on the map. Fair enough. Let's move to the other data visualization. This is line chart. Line chart we have already seen though. Let's have a look again. If I rerun what we have seen, we are again creating data frame, pandas data frame, and that data has been given to the st.line chart, another widget, okay, to show you the line chart. X and Y values, it will be taken from our input data frame. Apart from that, what we have is the fourth is the model integration. Okay, so what we can do is we can also run our it also provides some libraries by which we can actually run some models. Okay, so let me use those. So let me explain you the code actually. So we are using transformers, the pipeline library. Okay, this what this pipeline will do is we are creating this, we are using this T5 model, T5 base model, and we are using it for the summarization task. So I have created this pipeline. Pipeline is the library which is provided by a transformer from Hugging Face, so that we can choose our model and we can choose our task. So this is the object, this is our basically, this is a function basically, definition, load model. Within this function we are creating an object of this particular T5 base LLM, and we are returning that. And here we are actually loading the model. We are calling this function from this line number 13. And then st.title text summarization app. Okay, so what we are doing is we are creating one text summarization app where a user can give some input to the text box, like maybe some 5-10 lines, and then it will use T5 model to summarize that particular content. Okay, so this is our summarizer, this is our st.title, and then user will put some input, and we have seen how to use st.text area to take the input of the user. And then we will also create one button, so if that button is being clicked, okay, then what will happen is the user input, and if user has provided the input in the text box, what it will do is it will give that user input to our model, and then it will create some summary that will be returned to our Streamlit application using st.write. Okay, if there is no input by the user, it will say please enter some text. So let's run this one. So what this will do first is st.cache resource show spinner. So it will show one some spinner. Okay, since I am doing it maybe second time, we were not able to see because it loaded quickly. For you, it will show like one spinner saying loading model. So this is what we can see. There is a text box, and then if we provide any text, let's say, let me choose some text. We'll go to Streamlit documentation, taken this text, copied. So there are a couple of lines. If I click on summarize, what it will do is it will take all these lines and then it will summarize it into maybe 2-3 lines. Okay, choose always written, blah blah blah. So this is how we can create. See, you have seen, right, how quickly we can create the some text box and a button, and we are invoking one model also, which is from the Hugging Face. So that is the reason why we are learning the hugging the Streamlit. All right, so we have also run the model. What next? We can okay, so the next is the layouts and the columns. So when you create a Streamlit applications, what essentially we can do is we can divide our entire screen into different columns. So this is the command. I will again remove all these things. Okay, what I'm doing is column 1, column 2, st.columns is the command. If I have provided 2, that means it will create two columns, column 1 and column 2. Column 1 will have st.write content, column 1 content, column 2 content. Okay, let me run. Okay, so this is column 1 content, column 2 content. Since I have shrinked this particular UI, so it is showing as a row, but for you I think it will be shown as two different columns. Other than that, I have a sidebar. I can create one sidebar to rerun. So you can see there is a sidebar, and the sidebar has a button called click here. Okay, so this is the button. We haven't defined anything. Okay, so this is how we can create a sidebar, st.sidebar.title. So this is title of our sidebar. We can shrink it as well. All right. So these are the different type of core components, right? We have seen how to display text, how to add interactive widgets, like we can put slider, we can put some buttons which can take user input and then can respond to that. And then we have seen how we can, put some data visualizations tools like Matplotlib, Plotly, okay, and how we can use the map as well, okay, st.map. And then we have seen how we can also integrate the AI and the ML models. And lastly, we have seen how we can change the layout in the sense, if we need to create some sidebars, or we need to divide the entire screen into multiple parts, 2 parts, 3 parts, so we can use these instructions. Thank you.